Welcome, my big balloon top blowers. How you doing today? It's Chris here, and we've got a goofy science video for you guys. This is going to be really difficult to explain and very difficult to understand, and I apologize if I do a bad job at any point in trying to explain this, but I'm going to do my absolute best for you guys, so hopefully we can have a good time and understand it by the end of this video. This is going to be weird, because we're going to start off by trying to compare the 2-1 Dartling against the 3rd tier Ninja, and there's a lot of odd things about this circumstance right here. You might be thinking, holy crap, dude, why is there 4 Dartling guns? Why is there 5 ninjas? Oh my gosh, why would you compare those two? That seems like a really weird comparison. Why would you do that? Well, we want to go through all that stuff today. That's why this is going to be the longest BTD science video that I've ever had. So, enjoy the eye candy a little bit while I try and explain what's going on here. Basically, what we're doing is we're comparing 4 Dartling guns against 5 ninjas, and the reason why is, of course, because of price. We want to understand everything via price, and 5 ninjas cost the exact same amount as 4 2-1 Dartling guns, so it works out really, really nice for us. Beyond that, though, you also might be asking, why the heck would you compare this amount of towers? Nobody would get 4 2-1 Dartling guns. Nobody would get 5 3rd-tier ninjas. You would get a 4-2 ninja, right? Chris? Me? Angry people? Bruh! Get the pitchforks out! Flames out! Let's torch Chris's house down! Something like that. Yeah, it probably will happen. Yeah, no, okay. So the reason why we're doing this way is because if you look at, if you always have the same amount of price in the towers, and you compare these big grouped amount of balloons, it's much easier to tell the difference in amount of popping power than comparing a one-on-one tower. They might just be a few balloons different in a one-on-one battle, but in a gigantic battle like this, you might see hundreds or even thousands of balloons difference in the case of regen rainbows and things. And that's why it's sometimes easier to test these guys out in big groups like this. Plus, it's very difficult to understand if you don't have the same amount of same priced towers. If I compared like 3 ninjas against 2 Dartling guns, they would not be the same price anymore, and that would be very difficult to understand in these tests. So, I'm doing my absolute best here. Basically, what you gotta understand is that the Dartling guns are freaking owning everything. Way better against the balloons, guys. Absolutely ridiculous against these balloons. So, when you actually kind of shrink this down a little bit, if you did a 1 3rd tier ninja versus 1 2-1 Dartling gun, even with the same understanding that the ninja's $700 cheaper, the Dartling gun just rock'em sock'em robots those ninjas. They're just not as good as the Dartling guns in this current setup here. So that's kind of goofy, actually, because normally people would say that ninjas are so much better than these Dartling guns. No, Dartling guns aren't that good. They actually take a lot of time to pop things. You gotta aim them, you gotta micro them. There's a lot of things going on with them, and that is true. But as far as just brute force killing power, these Dartling guns have the upper hand. So, I don't really have that much to say about them, and just notice that the ninjas on the right side barely popped the BFB, finally popping the Moab layers, and it looks like they're probably not even going to pop any of the balloons inside of these Moabs. Where the Dartling guns popped 3 Moabs in their entirety, and we're still doing a pretty good job on that 4th one, but just snuck the balloons through before it ended up doing anything. So in the end, I have to say that as far as like even just a sort of low-level tower, a 2-1 Dartling gun versus a 3rd tier ninja, go with those Dartling guns if you're willing to micro. They are better. But now we have to move up a little bit in the world. We're talking pretty big money here. Ninjas are about $6,000. Dartling guns are about $9,000. So the price difference there is reasonably drastic, and that's why we're popping 3 ninjas in here and 2 Dartling guns, $18,000 each. Even prices. You guys know I like to do that for you. So now what we're going to do is test out against, of course, some balloons, some grouped balloons. Seems like, again, these Dartling guns, they don't blow the ninjas out of the water in any sense, but they do seem to do a better job, for sure. The ninjas, they just take a little bit longer to pop these balloons, and that's because, they're distracting things and throwing them back and everything, and just takes a little bit longer. So against gigantic mega rushes, the Dartling guns would end up surviving, and the ninjas probably wouldn't. But, of course, we gotta go a little bit further than that. We gotta test out things like BFBs, right? So we're gonna test the BFB here. Now, because of a random glitch that happened between our screens, there's a bunch of lead balloons on his side that actually aren't there. I know that sounds goofy to hear, but they're actually not there. I just see them on my screen because of some lag. So he popped them with his mortar and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, what's happening on his side is going to be a little bit different than what's actually happening on my side, but what you're going to notice here is that the laser cannon does indeed pop every single one of these balloons, and a little bit quicker at that, actually, which is kind of interesting. I wouldn't expect that to happen so easily. Realistically, in a real scenario, these ninjas would pop the BFB layer just a little bit quicker. But of course, those lead balloons got in the way on my side. So, It was just kind of interesting to see. Anyways, the ninjas do end up popping every single balloon inside of the BFB, so as far as Moabs are concerned, it seems like the ninjas got the advantage. As far as BFBs are concerned, it seems like these ninjas have a small advantage. As far as Oh My God is concerned, we're going to test it out here for you guys. It seems like the ninjas do have an advantage. They are better at popping that layer. But the balloons inside, of course, this is where it starts to get interesting. The Dartly guns are, again, better. So if you have 10 BFBs versus 10 BFBs on each side, the Dartly guns are going to do better. But in a one-on-one battle, the ninjas are better. So it just depends how many balloons are coming out against you, and what kind of rushes are they going to send out against you, and that's pretty much where we're at. Now, if I had to say, I would say it's roughly a tie. You know, you could probably mix and match a little bit with some 2-1 Dartling guns and some laser cannons, and be just about as efficient as a bunch of 4-2 ninjas. I think the real reason the ninjas do have the upper hand in the end for late game stuff, though, is all because of that 2-4 ninja and the slowdown ability that it's got. You just buy him, use them, sell them right away. You have just as much money as you had before, and now you have all the balloons, all of your towers doing double damage, and that's just crazy. So, anyways, that's all we're gonna have for today for you guys. If you enjoyed this Super Science video, or this Balloons TV Science video, please press that like button for me. If you disagree with me in any way, shape, or form, feel free to post that down in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. I would love to hear about what a crappy job I did, because I can hopefully make it better in the future. Thanks for watching, and have a super duper delicious day.